Thank you, Richard. Good evening, everybody. I hope everybody's well and all enjoyed their day. My name's Irene Renshaw. I am a spiritual medium, but I'm here tonight not to do mediumship. I have been asked to do a talk on inspirational spiritual poetry and writing because I write my own poetry. So I will take questions if anybody would like to ask any. And I'm sure that Richard and the other ladies and gentlemen in the team will put them up accordingly. Okay. Right. Okay. I would like to start by saying it's a pleasure and a privilege to be on SPTV again. I always enjoy when I come on. It's a beautiful experience. And the guys backstage. It's all right, Richard's talking in my ear. I'd like to thank all the guys backstage who make this SPTV work so well. Right. I don't know what I'm going to say. I'll just take it to what my guides tell me. But I will start by saying every poem that I read out tonight, I have written myself, and a lot of my inspiration comes from spirit. If I'm busy doing something and they want me to write, my guide will come to me and say, put that down. We would like you to write. Sometimes they'll give me a word, sometimes a title, sometimes a whole poem, sometimes absolutely nothing. Good evening, Cheryl. Lovely to see you, sweetheart. So I'm going to start by, oh, hello, Diane. How are you? Hope you're well. Elizabeth from South Wales. Lovely. Love Wales. My friend lives down there. Good evening, Gemma. Hello, Mr. Mansmith. Bless you. Bald Eagle Angular. Good evening. How are you? Good evening, Lacey. Hello, Krish. Hope you are well. Hello, Catherine. Oh, look at that beautiful little one. Oh, gorgeous. Hello, Natalie. Hello, Tammy. Hello, Shian. Hello, Joanne. Are you all right, sweetheart? Hello, Tilly. Christine, hello. Angela Washford Vella. Hello, good evening. Hello, Suzanne. Hello, Eva. Hello, Christine. I love poetry too, that's why I write it. Hello, Kerry. Eva's from Sweden. Very nice. And Ben. Oh, bless. Right, okay. Right, so for tonight then, I'm going to start. Sadly, we lost a family member over the weekend, and I'm going to start with this one dedicated to him, because I just feel it's the right thing to do. This one I wrote in May of last year, 2022, and I've just called it I Am at Rest. I am now gone to my rest. I have gone to sleep, shaking off this earthly coil as my life cord was cut. No more to live, love, laugh or weep. On my earthly life, heaven's door is firmly shut. Please could I ask you for me not to cry? Time will carry on without me now. I would like you all to know this is not goodbye. We will meet again one day, somewhere, somehow. I am now gone to my rest, no more living on earth's shores. You can take away my walking boots, I will need them no more. For I will be at home with spirit each and every day. My earthly life is now done, everything is left behind. no longer having a wage to earn or to live by rules, keeping everything in line. My life on earth was a treasure to learn. I am now gone to my rest. I am living in the spirit land, though my work for spirit will carry on. I will be a guide for someone on earth, give a helping hand, and we will work together as one. The mediumship I learned on earth plane will enhance my work now I am gone, but one day you might hear my voice again. For those of you who came to call me friend, I thank you for that friendship from the bottom of my heart, and I appreciate all the wisdom you did lend. For my family and those I now love from afar, I thank you for all the times together we did spend. It meant more than you will ever know, and I know it is a must for you to grieve. God and angels came and took me back home. I am now with my spirit family, but I am so sorry I had to leave. Please remember me always with kindness and love. For one day I won't know, once again we will each other greet. I will be watching you from my spirit home above, when you will walk towards me, and once again we will meet. Good evening, daughter. Hope you're all right, Stace. So that's the one that I've written for our family member that passed away over the weekend. It's sad that people do have to pass away, but it's necessary, and we can remember them always with love and kindness and pray for the families. Okay? If anybody's got any questions, please don't hesitate to ask me, because that's what I'm here for. As I was saying earlier, oh, Jade, bless you. Well, I'm sure your granddad's in a better place, sweetheart. I'm sure he is. Thank you for the kind words. I write from my heart, and I also write with a passion that is second to none. When my guides ask me to write, sometimes they'll help me, sometimes they won't. So I just have to figure out a way, and I write the same one 3 or 4 times, and then I just sort of see where I go from there, and eventually it comes right. And as my daughter Stace knows, who does a lot for SPTV, I've got a book on the go, so that's going to be coming out soon, hopefully. And I've got enough poems to do another one. If you want me to read another poem out, I will do. I have all sorts on all kinds of subjects, so if there's anything you'd like to hear, I'd be happy to do it for you. When I write, like I said, I write from the heart, but I also try and put a little bit of myself into each poem, because I feel that I should do that. Put a little bit of me in each one, and I just sort of like to work that way. It's, do you start writing, then find spirit change it? No, actually, Christine, they don't. When spirit give me something, they give it to me as I do it verbatim, unless it doesn't go with me. But spirit don't change it. No, sometimes I will change it if the wording isn't quite right. Just like when I'm working in churches or on here or doing mediumship, there are certain things we're not allowed to say, so I just change it slightly. But no, as they give it to me, that's how I write it down. But then I'll rewrite it to so it makes sense, because sometimes they'll get it all jumbled up and I have to work out how to do it. Sometimes it's very challenging, because when you work with spirit on something like this, you have to respect them at all times, and you have to see where they take you with it. I'd like to hear a poem relating to angels. Ah, right, okay. I just happen to have one that I only wrote last week. Let me find it for you. I've got all sorts of books here, and I don't know which one it's in. I think it's this one, actually, that I put it in. I've got several on angels, but I think this one's my best one yet. Wrong one. Here it is. Right. This one, I've just called it Angel's Wings. Sometimes life can be cruel and rough. One day you are okay and things are fine. Next days things come tumbling down and it's tough. Every day, every step is a really narrow line. Sometimes you get a lucky break, get a reprieve. Other times you drop further down. Things come easy when there's a way out you can see. Other times you feel like you are going to drown. I would love to shut the world out and feel all the love you can bring. I'm just going around on that roundabout when all I want to do is fly away on angel's wings. When I feel the need to escape from the world, I have nowhere to run, nowhere to go. My spiritual work is not yet done. For others I have toiled. My tired body and mind is now in overload. I give all I can as my spirit guides have requested. Church services, private readings, shows and suppers. I know a lot of the time my faith is being tested. I would love to shut the world out and feel all the love they can bring. I'm just going around on that roundabout when all I wanted to do is fly away on angel's wings. When I am tired and weary and worries weigh on my mind, I try to sit in silence and let the peace wash over me. I see in my mind's eye all the people I have helped in kind and all the wonderful smiling happy faces I can see. People who are now so happy, no longer sad. Happiness can be spread around by just a word, a smile, a touch. Only now radiant smiling faces of people so glad. As we let these people know that they are needed and loved so much. I would love to be able to shut the world out and feel all the love you can bring. I'm just going around on that roundabout when all I want to do is fly away on an angel's wing. There you go, Tina. That's one. As I say, I wrote that on the, where's the date? 22nd of July, I wrote that. I always date my poems because that one, sometimes, this is what I mean, I write from the heart. Do I have anything written on grief? Yes, I have got one called Grief. I've just got to find it. Let me see where it is. I don't know which book it's in. I should have had this already. But it doesn't matter. I will find it. Don't think it's in this one. I think it's in one of my other ones. But I write on all sorts of subjects: love, heartbreak, families, friends. I'm very often asked to write for grief, for something like that, because it's very poignant sometimes. Let me just have a look, see if it's in here. I know I've seen it, but now just because I want it, I'll not be able to find it. I also sometimes write about myself, but I hide it so well that you wouldn't know it's about me, because I don't let it come out into my poetry as such. But I just do love to write poetry. In fact, my husband moans at me because I write poetry, he said, getting the housework done. But that can wait. Well, yeah, I do, Richard. I say, you want it done? You do it. So, but I don't know. Yes, it is. Bus fare to heaven. Right. Okay, Stace, I'll do that one in a minute. I'm just looking for this one on grief that I've got. I know she likes that one. She gets a talent from me, you know, Richard. Oh, definitely. She'll go, hey, what? I'm expecting a comment on that one. she gets that from me because I'm the same. I'm actually the same. Oh yes, because she's not privy to this conversation, is she? Oh come on, where are you? Tell you, just because I want it, I can't find it. I will find it for you, Lacey, because I do have it here somewhere. Let me see if it's in my big one. Do. I also tend to write as well. I've actually been asked if I could write songs, which I don't normally do, but I've tried a couple and they've had good reviews from people in that world. But again, they're more spiritual than they are anything else. Treasure box photos. Angels 21. I mean, I also write on world stuff like I've wrote one called 21, which was about the 21 people that died in Mexico with the shooting. Was it last year or the year before? When all those children. I don't. It's just that when you hear something like that. Right, God gave me you, loving you. Well, blow me. The one that I want and I can't find it nowhere. Right. You're here somewhere. Oh, I'm going to read this one out because Stacey's requested this. So I'm going to read this one out. I know it's one of her favourites. Right. Okay. This is. Let's see if I can get it out its folder. Oh, it's all going to go all over the floor. Never mind. Doesn't matter. I've lost it again now. Oh, come out. Oh, there it is. This is called Bus Fare to Heaven, and I wrote this in 2006. And it's I just heard of one of my best friends had just passed with breast cancer, and her son had to go and live with relatives because father wasn't around. So and she asked me to write this. So this is for you, Pat. And it's just called Bus Fare to Heaven. Can you give me the bus fare to heaven? My mummy and daddy live there. I don't mind working as long as it's given. All I want is the fare. You see, there was nothing left in the pot. Please, sir, it's only 50p, and I cannot go for free. Can you give me the bus fare to heaven so I can be the ones who care? Grandma says I have to be very brave, but there are things only we can share. I know she loves me and Grandpa too, but it's not the same, you see. We have secrets, me and you. Please, sir, it's only 50p. Can you give me the bus fare to heaven? Once there, I can find my own way. I'll go and find St. Peter's Gate. The angels will let me in. I've got my rucksack full of clothes and food and water for a drink. And I did promise Mummy and Daddy I'd be good. Please, sir, it's only 50p. Grandpa and Grandpa have just told me heaven may have to wait for another day. We have places to go and people to see. Grandpa and Grandma say they will help to show me the way, so I think I'll just save my 50p. Grandpa says when the time is right, Mummy and Daddy will come down from heaven and talk to me and tell me that I will not need 50p because the entrance fee for heaven is free. There you are, Stace. That's for you, darling. Okay, so. Oh, that's lovely. Thank you, Dawny. That's a beautiful thing to say. That's wonderful. Thank you so much. I'm glad that you're liking these because I spend a lot of time thinking about things, and when we think about a child going back to heaven, and you know, either when they're in the room or when they're in the room or when they've just touched the earth plane, we know it's sad, but we also know that they're still going to get that love and that they need from their spirit families. and the child grows up in spirit, and they're given a spirit name. It might not be the same as their earth name, but they have a wonderful time, and there's other children and there's animals and all sorts. And I have got one somewhere on, I've got more than one anyway on animals. I'm just looking for this grief one still. Yes, I will do. I'll look for that during the break. That's a good idea, Richard. Thank you. Yes. Right. Let me see. Again, I do have one for animals, but I don't think I've got to search for it. I wasn't expecting that one. I should have known better. But I do write a lot of spiritual poetry, but I also write about other things as well. I've just wrote this one actually, and again, this is pertaining to I've just called it Unseen World. So I'm going to read you this one because even though I wrote this in February this year. You have opened up your world to me, full of angels, spirit guides, and animals to see. A world where there is no hurt and pain, no disease and illnesses, no losses, no gains. Everything is equal in this world so bright, when colours blend together with lots of light. Colours so vibrant in gold, reds and greens, where there are no pressures in this world unseen. Everything blends, no arguments, no fights. Colour come together from dull birds in flight, against skies of sun-kissed blues, while sun rays land on seas with different hues. You have opened up your world to me, so I'm able to look at what will be. Just like earth plane without the stress and strains, there's nothing here from the earth world, nothing to gain. Families and friends are happy to be together, no need to bother about the weather. People who have not seen each other for years are all together again as laughter blends with tears. Children run around laughing with fun and glee. You only have to look around to believe. The beauty all around has been unfurled, because God's house, our heaven, is a beautiful world. You have opened up your world to me. Once again we cry and smile as we meet. We haven't seen each other for so long. When you left me to come home, I had to stay strong. But you left me so many memories, so much love, and I know you would come back if only you could. But you left me the most beautiful gift. You gave me a hand up, a wonderful lift. I wanted to astral travel to say thank you. I remember every lesson you taught me in everything I do. Thank you, Spirit, for allowing me to come on visit here, for allowing me to spend time with my loved ones so dear. That came to me from my guide, that one, because I think there was a bit fed up of me always talking about the earth plane and not talking about their world. So really, it's a way to sort of find out, if you wanted to, a little bit more about the spirit world that we all work with, as guides, as healers, as crystal healers, as mediums. And it's just a wonderful thing to have, and I have been given this most wonderful gift, and I share with anybody. Lovely person is saying at the same time on your channel. Thank you very much, Madonna. Thank you so much for your lovely words. Most grateful for those. Thank you so much. I try and write with a lot of myself in them, and when it's hurtful. Do I have one for babies? Yes, I think I do. I can't remember what I've called it, but it's not. I've got that many. I never know what they're all about. And like I said, I should have had time to sort these out, but not to worry. I do on countries, on flowers, best friends, all sorts of things. Gifts from heaven, Let me just see. I think I've got one called Mothers, and I think that's about children. I have got a Christmas one, but I don't know if it's appropriate to read that one out. But I can read that one out if you want me to. This is about Santa's visit. I know that, and I hope this one will be okay for you, Arlene. But it's just called Santa's visit. This one, and it is really a Christmas one, but it's about a child as well. So I hope you like this. It was the night before Christmas. Santa was busy making his rounds. He was light on his feet, making sure he didn't make a sound. But he noticed some homes didn't have the Christmas glee, so he decided to stop, because that could not be. He crept into a mummy's bedroom and stopped dead in his tracks, and he slowly but gently put down his sacks, as he saw a little angel hugging his mummy while she slept. The little angel looked up and cried, "Oh, Santa, you are finally here. I've been waiting for you to help me. Let mummy know I am near." Santa picked up the little angel and whispered, "What can I do? I'm just a simple toy maker. I can't make your mummy's dreams come true." So the two of them sat and thought for a while. Then the tiny angel jumped up with a scream and a smile. "Santa, we could leave her a beautiful sign from above. Let her know it's from me, but sent from heaven with love." So the angel and Santa dug deep into Santa's big bag that was filled with lots of treats for them to pull and to grab. Santa pulled out a beautiful white feather that looked like delicate snow, and he thought it was a wonderful sign that only a grieving mother would know. Santa placed it on the bedside table and kissed the angel on his head, then placed him next to his mummy as she slept in her bed. "I think I'll stay here with mummy and visit her in her dreams tonight. She misses me dearly, and she needs to know I'm all right." Santa made his way to his shed and wiped a tear from his eyes. Then he fell to his knees, and he cried, and he cried. So that's one for any of you ladies and gentlemen out there that have little ones that have gone back to spirit, or I know it's a Christmas one, but it's beautiful anyway. Oh, that's lovely, Rebecca. I'm sure she will, sweetheart. Children are like other family members that go to spirit. They are all loved, and they are all wanted, and they are all needed, whether they're in spirit land or on the earth plane. Sometimes, in fact, I've got one here that I'd like to read out for you. Again, if I can find it. I'm going to do I Am Broken in a minute, because that's that broken road I've called it. But I just want to do this one if I can find it. It's about mothers and the way they are with their children, and that. If I try and read you one out that I've already read, please tell me, because they're all different. I'm still looking for the one for grief, but we're going to have a break soon, so I'll see if I can find it while we're on a little break. Oh, here it is. Here's grief. I found it. How about that? So I can't remember who asked for this one, but this is the one that I did on Greece. Oh yes, Lacey. Thank you, Lacey. Well, this one's for you, darling, and for anybody else. Of course, we've all lose people now and again. So, and I've just called it grief. Where does grief come from? Why do we cry when someone so dearly loved and wanted dies? When is it okay to stop grieving? Why do you go numb? Stop feeling. Grief is a personal thing. It hits us all hard. It gets to us like nothing else, like a cut made by a sword. The pain goes very deep down into your soul, and you no longer feel so whole. It is all-consuming, powerful, and relentless. There's a feeling of deep heaviness in your chest. You feel your whole world has fallen apart, and you wish you could go back to the start. It doesn't matter which loved one it is, that person belonged to you and loved you while they lived. If you had known it was going to be their last day, if only you had known God was going to take them away. You try and find solace by looking at and feeling all the things they had. The photos come out. You look at all their dear faces and you are glad that they came into your life, whether they are be child, brother, sister, husband or wife. I just wish I could have kissed you and hugged you once more before you had to go through that heavenly door. One day we'll be together again, no matter how long or how soon. All I ask is you walk ahead slowly and just stay and wait for me just beyond the moon. That's the one that I've written on grief, and I wrote that in 2020, that one. I'm just looking for others. You're very welcome, Lacey. Anytime, my sweetheart, anytime at all. Okay, I wrote this one because this is one of mine that it's rare. How do I name them? I normally write it. Sometimes I'll get the title first, Dawney, but most of the time I write the verse and then I name it after I've written it, and I see what I've written and how I've written it, and then that's how I decide what I'm going to call it. I can honestly say I haven't got two poems with the same title. That is definitely so. But this one that I wrote, I overheard a little girl talking to her mum. I think I was in the supermarket or something, and this little girl was crying, and she just said, she just put her arms around her mummy and she was sobbing, and mummy bent down to pick her up and she said, "Mummy, you won't leave me, will you, mummy? You'll keep me safe, won't you, mummy? I don't want to go to heaven where grandma is. I want to stay with you." So this little one must have lost her grandma recently. But this was in 2021, and I've just called it Keep Me. Keep me close enough to you, always in your heart, for the time we have to be apart. I don't want you to feel lost or down. I want to see your smile, not a frown. Keep me near you so we can talk, and always be beside me when I go for a walk. I know you're always with me in some small way as I carry on without you day by day. Keep me by you while I laugh and cry. It has not been long since you said goodbye. I knew it was your time to go. So walk ahead, but please walk slow. Keep me always in your thoughts and prayers, so I know someone in spirit really cares. You know there's nothing I take for granted, and each day is so long since we've parted. Keep me safe and free from harm, always to be blessed by wise words and calm. Ready my place for when I come back home, to walk the spirit land with you, no longer alone. And I wrote that on the little girl's word, Keep Me Safe, and I just called it Keep Me, and I thought, that'll make a nice poem. So, you know, it is true, Sheena, very true. And this is the beauty of what I can do. And I have, as well as my mediumship, I have been given this wonderful gift of being able to write these beautiful words and share with all of you, no matter where you are in the world, because to me, this is part and parcel of what I do. And a lot of people say to me, like when I'm coming off platform after a service, how does this happen? How does that happen? And I get asked a lot of questions. All I say is just be you. Just be you, and don't try to be anybody different, and try to be as near to your own self and true to yourself as you can be. It's a wonderful thing to be able to do, to have the gift that I have got. And I'm fourth generation. My daughter Stacey is fifth generation. And as my grandma taught me, I taught Stacey from a young age how to work with spirit and stuff like that. And now she's doing her own thing and flying, which is wonderful for her. I'm pleased for her. But she works entirely different to what I do. But that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing at all. Um, I've right. I've got one here if you would like to hear it, and I've just called it Mum. Uh, this is sort of based on my mum, Stacey's grandma, but it could be for anybody's mum at any time. So if you have a mum in heaven, perhaps you'd like me to read this out for you, so that and have a little bit of time remembering and maybe going through photographs a bit later. And I've just, like I say, I've just called it Mum. An old wedding band glitters in its box, memories of a love now lost. It used to be worn on a gentle hand, this beautiful worn and thin wedding band. It took pride of place on your finger, and the love it represents still lingers. I search my mind for memories of long ago, when we were a family and lots of love was shown. Memories of a love never to be forgot, and a breaking heart was the cost. Your face on a beautiful picture I see, as you are gently smiling back at me. I lovingly touch this faded glass, as memories return from the past, smiling and happy in days gone by. But when I lost you, oh, how I did cry. I remember your love was so strong and true, a mother and daughter's love shared by very few. I remember the tears falling down my cheek, and for a little while feeling empty and weak. The time we had together was so very good. I still miss and love you so very much. For many years now in spirit you have resided, and here on the earth plane I have abided. You know I love you still so very much, and sometimes I feel your gentle, your tender touch. You'll always have a special place in my heart, but I really hate us being apart. Time spent with you went so fast, still I have memories deep in the past. I have my memories of you since you've been gone, but there'll never be another like you, my wonderful mum. So that's what I wrote for my mum. My son lost his best friend at a very young age. Right, okay. I will see what I've got. I don't know if I've got one on. Bless him. Right, let me see what I've got, Helen. I will try and. Right. We can. I don't know if this is what you are looking for, Helen, but I can read this one out, and this one is Precious Child, and I did actually write this for somebody who had lost a child, an older child, like sort of 16, 15, 16. I can't quite remember now, but this was written in 2021, and I've just called it Precious Child. It is not easy losing someone you love, no matter how young or old. They are always taken back to their spirit home above, where they are welcomed back into the fold. But what about the families left on earth below, on earth where there is heartbreak and tears, where to other people for comfort they go, someone to hold on to who are close and near. Sometimes our time on earth is very brief. Little ones don't get the chance to live. There's a family filled with so much grief because that child was such a precious gift. Parents and families should not have to say goodbye to a child so much wanted and loved. The sorrow is all-consuming and they cry. Say some prayers and send them to God above, struggling to understand the reason why. Age doesn't matter if they are taken very young or older. You are left feeling empty, numb and shaken. God only loans them to us, so we are told. Age was not a guide when these children were taken. You cannot comprehend it no matter how much you try, So you light some candles and say some prayers. You imagine their hugs and kisses and hope they are happy with spirit families on high. You will always remember the date and time of their birth and passing as you slowly shed tears and whisper their names. So, and that one is called Precious Child, because every life is a precious life, and every child is a precious child. You're very welcome, Pammy. Very, very welcome at all. I've got one that's about Ukraine, so I'll not do that. I wanted to do right. Well, hello, Tim. I know of you, sweetheart. Yes, my grandmother started teaching me when I was 5 years old. She was having a séance one night in the house, and I crept downstairs and got under the table. I thought I'd got away with it, but she dragged me out by my hair. But that's it. She started teaching me the next day, and I know that we say that anybody who wants to do this should not be doing it until they're 16 years of age. But I started teaching my daughter when she was. No, it's all right. It's gone now. It's gone now. I'm going to put it out the way. So I think it personally, if it's family, and as long as the family know what they're doing and they are teaching correctly, because I do development with my friend Jean. I think if it's in the family, then as long as you're there to keep an eye on them, you can start them at any age. However, I would not recommend it if you haven't got anybody in the family that doesn't know what they're doing with this, because as Tim knows, and as most people on here know, to do this on your own and to train on your own is a very, very dangerous thing to do. You need to have people with you that do know what they're doing, do know how to do the development, and they will take you each stage. And also, I will say that a lot of people are impatient because doing mediumship takes a long time. So you will not go at your pace. You will go at the pace that Spirit want to give you, because Spirit will not let you go to the next level until you have learnt the ways of the level that you're on and you have learnt to do it properly. I meet a lot of impatient people, and one of my pet hates, and some of you might have done this, I don't know, and I'm not judging, but one of my pet hates is somebody coming to me and said, you know, you can come to our group, we do development. In fact, we had this with a girl a few years ago, and she came to our development group and she was writing things down, and one of the ladies said to her, you don't have to write it down, why don't you come to our development group and we can teach you properly. Oh, I don't need that, I've done a 6 weeks online course. Okay. Online courses are not the same. You need to have physical contact with people, as I'm sure Tim would agree, to develop properly, to learn how to keep yourself safe, how to do protection and everything else that goes with it. So it's entirely, at 16 is a good age to start, because you're in that sort of, you're not quite a child, but you're not quite an adult. So it is a good time to start. If you really, really want to do it, find yourself a good group, find yourself a good medium that will help you work through, because we have fledgling nights. Jean and I do development. We've just finished one and we're starting the next one in the end of September. It's a different church. Have I wrote a poem about earth angels? You're very welcome, Tim. Sorry, you're very welcome. I hope that answered your question. I don't think I've got one on earth angels. I'll have to do one, won't I? But I do have one about mothers. I've just seen it, and this one's not about my mother. This is just mothers in general. Let me just see. To be whole, I've just seen it. Be right at the back. You see, I tend to write whatever spirit give to me, and it's just lovely to be able to do this work. Angels and spirits, gifts, acceptance, there it is. You can't find it. So I've just reading this bit further down, I think. Oh, here it is. We can take this if you want, Pammy. I've just called this Mothers, and this is about all things that mothers and some fathers do. I'm not going to leave the gentleman out. This one is called Mothers, but there's dads in here too. And to me, my mum was an earth angel, and my grandma was an earth angel. So I know what you're saying when you talk about earth angels, but I'll remember that one. And if I come on and do some more at another time, then I will write one, Pammy, especially for you, called Earth Angels. But I'll read you this one out, and it's just called Mothers. You give me life, my sisters and brothers too. You brought us up with Dad. We will always love you. Some of you have left the earth too soon, some when they were at the height of life's bloom. Others have stayed longer, watched their children grow, been proud of all their achievements, no matter how old. All of you mothers, whether near or far, will always have a place in our hearts. You fed us all, clothed us and kept us close, never once choosing the one you loved the most. You taught us humility, bravery, right from wrong. Always with unconditional love, we were where we belonged. Some mothers taking children to foster and to care, giving them a family, their home and love to share. Children are sometimes given away. It's not their fault. They are sometimes too young to have a say. So mothers fall by the wayside and did wrong, but dads and siblings stepped up while they were gone. Giving birth to a child is such a special gift, and a newborn will always give you a wonderful lift. There are those where earth is never called home. They go back to their spirit family, never left alone. Mothers who have these little ones will always grieve. Some children get ill and also have to leave. But they all live in their mothers' hearts, never forgotten, even though they are apart. So for mothers everywhere on this special day, remember your children as babies, as in your arms they laid. And to all mothers who look down on us from spirit land, one day we will be together and walk together again, once more, hand in hand. And I wrote that in 2021. And that was because my friend had just lost her child. So, and she was on the point of going for fostering and adoption, to not to replace, but to help another child along the way. So, and to me, a foster parent, all foster parents, and anybody who adopts and takes in children, they are earth angels. We have angels walk with us every day. We are, what are earth angels? Earth angels are people, Dorney, that do good deeds for other people. I read a saying just a few days ago, and I totally agree with it. When you help somebody and you have got nothing and you are helping other people, that is love. And that's what earth angels do. Volunteers who help people in hospitals, hospices, or go and help the elderly when they need things and the family doesn't want to help. The earth angels are those people that just give of themselves, their time and everything that goes with it, because it's what they do. And when I go to churches, I get lots of messages for people from spirit about how good they are. They've got a good heart and what they do. And that's what I call earth angels, those people that give and give and give. I mean, I do a lot of charity dues because all charities need help at the moment. And we did one last Friday at a local place, myself and my friend Jean and another medium, and we raised a lot of money for the PDSA, the animal charity. And it was a wonderful evening, and it was wonderful to be able to go and do that. And that is my way of giving back to what God has given me. He's given me this wonderful gift, and he's saying, you will work for me. I want you to work for me. And then he's given me this wonderful gift of being able to write these beautiful words. So I am so grateful, and I am so very, very humbled by it. And another thing, I was just saying to Richard, I do one of my churches which is quite a long way from me, but I do it 4 times a year. And I went back end of last year and it was absolutely jam-packed full. And I said, well, why? And they said, don't you know? Oh, no, they've come to see you. And I went, no. Yeah, we've had to sell tickets because we wanted so many people coming to see you. And it just made me feel so humbled that I can speak to people and help people. And that's what an earth angel does. You're very welcome, Dawn. You're very, very welcome. Okay then, sweetheart. I'll be back in what, 5 minutes, 10 minutes? Oh, all right then, about 2 minutes. All right, Richard. All right, I'll see you on the other side.
Spiritual Psychics TV presents a wonderful evening of mediumship and trance. Our evening is hosted by Nick Brown with guests Bill Hughes, Glenda Marie, David Hale and Minty May. Our exciting event is being held at the Little Port Village Hall, which is in Ely. The date for our magical showcase is Saturday the 9th of September. The price is only £10, which includes refreshments. For ticket information, please visit myspiritualevents.com.
myspiritualdirectory.com is the one of the fastest growing online free listing service. Our search directory offers geolocation feature, rating ability, review system, map location, customer comment, YouTube video, gallery, social media sharing, direct contact with the lister, simple online booking and payment system. It's free to register and use. It even creates your own mini web page, which you can update at any time, and yes, it's still free, no monthly or yearly fees. 100% free. Creates your own profile page. Add social media and other links. Add a mini gallery and a YouTube video. Rating, reviews and comments. Includes online booking and payments. So, if you're looking for a medium or a reader, even a church, maybe a healer, or any other spiritual service, then visit myspiritualdirectory.com.
Our midweek mediumship readings start from 6 p.m. tomorrow with David Hale.
Tomorrow night from 8 p.m, our popular show, Live with Spirit, offers the opportunity for different readers each week to demonstrate their psychic and mediumship abilities.
Okay, thank you. Hello, we're back again. Richard's just said that somebody's asked for something on being anxious and depression. Hello, Sharon. How are you, darling? It's a bit of a story, that one, Sharon, and this is not the right place to explain to you. What about Stacey? You know I don't like her loss of stuff. Right, okay. The only one that I've got that comes anything close to something like depression. Oh, let me just get my file opened. Doesn't want to come open. Gotcha. Right, I can sort it out later. I've got one here, and it's about faith, because I'm a great believer in faith. And I'm just, I'm wondering if people like Carol, oh bless you, sweetheart. I don't want you to be sad, darling. There's no reason to be sad, sweetheart. But let me just read this out and see what you think, because I have a lot of faith in the spirit world with my guides, and of course with our Lord and everything and what we do. So I will read you this one out, if I may, and I've just called it faith. Sometimes, no matter how you try, things don't fall into place, and we ask why. We wonder what is going on, or maybe we have done something wrong. We have to keep our faith alive, even though you have tried and tried to do your best and carry on. But it's harder when you are alone. Faith can come in many ways, and praying helps you through the days. Knowing your spirit family is by your side, even though they are home, in heaven they abide. You know you can put your trust in him and the peace and calmness that he brings. Sometimes when life feels rough, he reaches out to you with his gentle touch. Trust and faith is a cornerstone of life, trying to keep out of trouble and strife. To give our Lord all kindness and love as he watches us from his home above. If things get tough, his angels he will send to give healing and a gentle hand to lend. You don't need to be fearful or afraid. They walk with you day by day. Faith is a strength that comes from within, where all things that is good does begin. No matter your state of mind, to others always try to be humbled and kind. Draw on your faith with trust and love, the love that comes from our Lord above. Always remember you are never whole without that trust and love deep in your soul. And I am very aware of that, because if you didn't have trust and you didn't have love and you didn't have faith to carry on, then sometimes it's not easy. It's not easy with somebody that has depression. It's a difficult thing to go through, and I have helped quite a few people, because that's what I do. I help when I can. I'm always on the phone talking to somebody who's in crisis or something like that. If I can help one person through that, or if I can say to them, look, it doesn't have to be like this. Just try and get yourself up there and see, just do one little thing each day. Just reach out, just say a word, just say, I need help. And somebody should be able to help you on that journey to get yourself back to who you are. Depression is such a sad thing to be going through, and it's a very dangerous thing to be going through. So please, anybody who is anxious or has depression, please try and reach out to somebody who can help you, okay? Because it's not good. It's not good having depression. And we like everybody to be happy. We don't like sad people. But sometimes you can get help because you have healing in your spiritual churches as well. And sometimes they can help you. Oh, bless you. Oh, Sheena, you mustn't think like that, sweetheart. I do understand. I really do. I mean, I lost my mum in 2000, and she was my best friend. She wasn't only my mum, my best friend. We did everything together. And I do know how you feel. I really do. But you have to ask yourself, do you think mum would like you up there with her? Or or does she want you to be down here and live your life as you should be living your life, sweetheart? Just remember the happy times you have, the memories, look at the pictures. You can talk to her, have a conversation with her. All our spirit families are there to come and talk to you whenever you need them. Okay, I'm not going to open up and go into mediumship, because if I do, that's a different thing to what I'm doing now. But what I will say, Sheena, is just please try and find somebody who can help you through this, sweetheart. I would help you, but I'm probably too far away, so but you could always reach out to family, friends. Just try and just get one person to listen to you and to help you, sweetheart. Okay. Now on a happier note, oops, nearly tore my book then. I've read that one. That's not the one I wanted. Here we go. Put that down there. I would like to read this one. I've got two here that I want you to read to you, if you'll allow me. This one, when I can find it, should have put papers in, shouldn't I? Come on, where are you? As always, can't find it. Oops. I've seen it several times. Friendship. Right, this one I wrote again on somebody saying something about somebody pretending to be who they weren't. So I just took that title and I've called it Don't Be Pretending. Don't be pretending you're something you're not, or be jealous of what other people have got. Be content and happy with who you are. Your life will be better. You will go far. Don't be pretending that things are okay when in your mind you are so far away. Talk to someone who can help you through. Keep going forward and talking in all you do. Don't be pretending you're in love when you're not. You have to give a relationship all that you've got. There can be no lies, only truth, no matter if you're older or in your youth. Don't be pretending you're straight when you're gay. You have to speak up, have your say. You have to live up to being you. For your own peace of mind, to yourself be true. Don't be pretending you're not happy in your skin. It's the inside what matters, what lies within. Red, yellow, black or white, to those who love you, you are a beautiful sight. Don't be pretending to be happy when you're sad. You just be you and be proud and glad. You don't have to walk alone in the dark. Coming to the light and be you. Be who you are. And that was written, like I say, with just that title I was given, Don't Be Pretending, and that's what I came up with. And this is the other one that I wanted to read out for you. And this can pertain to anybody that's listening into this to me tonight. And I've just called this That Broken Road, and I wrote this in 2021. In life we walk many paths, some are close and narrow, some have many gaps. Some are smooth and even, others have holes and are rough. And soon we start to learn that life can be very tough. Some roads you go down can cause hurt and pain, like the twists and turns of a narrow lane. As we grow, we decide where we want to go. Is it going to be a smooth ride, or are we going down that broken road? Walking through life has twists and turns, and with each one there's a chance to learn. Some things you learn can cause trouble and strife. Other times it's smooth and calm, like flying a kite. Some days that broken road will be a bumpy ride. Each bump has a problem, a secret to hide. As you go over every rut and hole, it's not what's on top, it's what lies below. As adults we find narrow roads and corners sharp, and finding a way back can be dangerous and hard. Sometimes in tangled undergrowth you can get caught. That will pull you up, make the journey short. You may have to pick up some pieces and carry a heavy load, so please be very careful when you go walking down that broken road. this is all about the twists and turns of life and how it pertains to your simple situation. Some people have very lucky and glide through life. Others have something like a broken road where at every turn there's a problem or something. And the way that I look at that is just to stay calm and just have everything come to me with grace and everything that you want in life. You won't get everything that you want in life, but if you can get something, then it's better than nothing. And sometimes you'll sort of think, oh gosh, it's happening again, and why me and all the others. But by the same argument, if you don't try and mend or help yourselves in those situations, then how are you going to go? You can't keep sitting down saying, oh, woe is me, or oh, I don't like this, or oh, I'm having bad luck. You make your own luck in this world. And sometimes it doesn't go right. And I just sort of shake it off and say, oh, well, that's another problem. We'll get it sorted eventually. But then again, I'm a calm person. Stacey, shut up. You don't have to agree with that. Right. I want to do one for I know that there's a lot of ladies out there that drive lorries and trucks now. But when I wrote this for my father-in-law, for my brother-in-law, who we lost in 2010, I wrote this for his wake and his funeral, and I've just called it Heaven Bound. So this is for anybody out there who is a truck driver or knows a truck driver or is even in a relationship with a truck driver. I've got one called Truck Driver's Wife, but I'm not reading that out tonight. But I just thought I'd read this one because this is all about driving and trucks, and this is one more or less for the gentleman who's listening in tonight. And I've just called it Heaven Bound. Trucks and cars go flying by through villages, cities and towns. On this last journey, we have to say goodbye. We have to part and go our separate ways, for you are heaven bound. You don't need map books and sat-navs, it seems, on that long black ribbon of the road, with cat's eyes twinkling through the dark night. Diesel engines running, carrying that heavy load, for you are heaven bound. CB radios, songs, music you understood, Truck Driver's Wife, Teddy Bear, Phantom 309, as we say farewell to our good buddy. Black Rabbit's truck lights will brightly shine, for you are heaven bound. Now your journey is at an end, no more wheels to turn, no more music or CB messages to send. This time you will not return, for you are heaven bound. Giddy up, go, convoy are all there, waiting for you to join the end of the line. So we must leave you now in their care. You must leave us all behind. So now, with that 40 acres to turn that rig around, we must all say our last goodbyes, for your final destination, big lad, is heaven bound. That's for my memory for my dear brother-in-law who passed to spirit in July of 2010. So that one's very special to me because I wrote that for him, for my sister and her family when he passed. So have we got any more questions or any more Oh, is it the end? Oh, really? Right. Okay. Can I just read this one out? Just this last one, Richard. Right. I wrote this for my husband, actually. He doesn't know it's for him and he's not here, so he won't know. If you don't tell him, I won't. And because he's been so good to me over the years that we've been together, so I wanted to write him something special. And I've just called it When God Gave Me You. When God gave me you, I wonder if he knew what he had created. He gave me a love so strong and true, a love that could never be outdated. When God gave me you, he gave me a lifetime of love and affection, a love like I never knew, in our hearts a wonderful attraction. When God gave me you, I am so grateful I have one of the best, someone I can laugh with and never feel blue, a heart full of love that beats deep in my chest. When God gave me you, my life was complete. We have something shared by only a few, and together as one, into each other we retreat. When God gave me you, he gave me something beautiful and rare, and for all of my lifetime, it's you I choose. In my lifetime, for you, I will always care. When God gave me you, he made for us always to be together. Even when you have gone away to your spirit home, I will love you always and forever. And that's for my dear husband, Stacey's dad. And I have been called to time by the lovely Richard. So I hope you've all enjoyed my poetry and my ramblings on different things. And I am going to say thank you so, so much for your company this evening. It's been wonderful to have you here. And I would just like to say good night and God bless to each and every one of you. And may all your dreams come true. And may the Lord God bless you with many, many blessings. And always be happy, always be humble, and always be kind. God bless you. Good night.